What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and once again I am joined by
Gersh1.
And today we're back at it again, joined together in holy matrimony as we bring you guys another For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewers. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. This question comes from Bogdan Babarov.
Sure.
Yeah. If the Imperium fighting against artificial intelligence of the Dark Age of technology during the 30th... Whoa. Basically what you're trying to say is men of iron, so of the Dark Age of technology, versus current day Imperium. Who would win?
That's a very interesting question because, as we know, the men of iron were so bombastic that they started a whole new era of humanity.
Yep.
Like, they're the reason why humanity's golden age fell and we're at this current state in the Imperium.
And I think men of iron versus the Imperium today, the men of iron would have a huge advantage if they were able to mobilize correctly. So, because the big thing right now is that there is very little men of iron. But if for some like warp portal opened up and like the old Dark Age of technology, men of iron went through the portal, came into the 41st or 42nd millennium, then in that situation, the men of iron have the knowledge of the technology that the Imperium is using. So in a way, they are the more advanced army.
Right.
They won before the fight even happened.
Yeah. In a way, they are the reason why the Emperor had to step in. They are the reason why the Emperor used the Thunder Warriors to create the Space Marines and Belisarius' Call, improving upon that. It definitely would be a very fun and interesting concept to explore, but I don't think they'd win.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Imperium now would win for two reasons. One, they got Primaris, they got super soldiers, they got billions upon billions of humans in the Imperial Guard to combat these ranks of men of iron. And not just that, but I'm pretty sure Belisarius' Call would be able to somehow, some way replicate like a virus or some type of ability, weapon, something to specifically attack the men of iron.
Actually, that would be a good, concept, I guess, of having Belisarius' Call create like a virus that would slow them down. Because like my thing is, I see the Imperium so broken up.
They
like
are fractured.
You do have like the High Lords of Terra, you have the Adeptus, or you have the Space Marines and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if the Men of Iron were smart and they like broke things off, especially because the Imperium is split in two right now, anyways, and you took care of like the Imperium piece by piece, I think that it would be a long process, but they could win. But I didn't think about like the ingenuity of Belisarius' Call or a character like that.
Not only that, but you've got Gilliman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even though I think if the Men of Iron fought the Imperium in like a head-to-head battle like all the other races do, like let's say the Necrons, because they're kind of the same thing, I think then the Men of Iron would lose. But if they were smart
about it, I don't know why, but I keep thinking like Superman versus Brainiac.
Yeah.
Brainiac being the Men of Iron and Superman being like the super soldiers that are Space Marines and whatnot. And they always go back and forth, but at the end of the day, it's like it's Superman, he always wins.
Yeah. But that's because of plot.
Yeah. The same thing here. Like, is the Imperium really going to die to the Men of Iron?
Right.
But still, though, make a what if, like a fan animation of that. That'd be awesome.
One day.
You
know what? I'm going to start to learn how to do the, what is it?
CGI?
Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Joe S. Who might that be? Do Space Marines fear or hope to fight specific Space Marines for sport or grudges, like Asterion Moloch of the Minotaurs? Feels like the Space Wolves would like friendly competition. Yeah, Space Wolves do have competitions where they fight other Space Marines. They fight the Dark Angels, to be exact. There are also many, combat scenarios where a chapter would contact another chapter to help train. So it does happen. Not just that, but when certain chapters go renegade, that's another time when you'll see Space Marines against Space Marines. And then, of course, tienes el clásico, las Chivas contra América, the Chaos Space Marines against Space Marines.
Yep. Yeah, and then also, which one was I thinking about? Damn, I already forgot. But yeah.
The Chivas took you out
Yeah,
of
it
it.
did. It hit home, and now I'm thinking of something else. Yeah.
Space Wolves like to fight anybody, really. So.
They do. Yeah. And, okay, now I remember. Feast of Blades.
There you go. That's a big one.
That's another thing, too. Like, it is like sword fighting, and it's just like hours and hours of just like proving that your chapter is better than the other chapters. And I mean, in their situation, it's every single Imperial Fist chapter, but yeah, it is an honor, and it's seen as like higher to best another Space Marine.
Right.
Yeah. Las Chivas y la América. Next question. This one comes from Colin in Texas. Wouldn't Blackstone pylons cut off the Astronomicon as well, and the webway if they were on Earth? Yes.
Yeah, they're like anti-warp. So in a way, yes.
Unless they like somehow figured out how to like manipulate it so that it almost shines like a flashlight. The nullifying powers of the monolith or the pylon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Derek. This is a first-timer asking a question. Be gentle. We gotta bust out the lube. Do you think it would be possible to capture an orc squig, domesticate it, and put a saddle on it and ride it around in battle?
A human, probably not. But orcs do it. They're called squigots.
I guess it also depends on what type of squig, really. Or not really. Because all squigs are just very primal, aggressive, yeah. And then he goes on to say, also, you asked what first got us into 40K. And he says, actually, this channel and a few other lore channels on YouTube were a part of a late-night manic dive into the rabbit hole. And 2 years later, I have 5 armies of at least 1,000 points, 2 of which are over 3K.
That's awesome.
I'm currently on a bidding war for a good deal on a 6th army. Basically, I'm addicted to plastic crack, and I hope you are happy.
Yes, it makes me very happy to know that we did that. Especially for all the people, because of the quarantine, because of COVID, I think us hobbyists have really realized that we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Me shutting in and not getting enough sleep and seeing sunlight in other people, I've been doing this forever.
Yeah, I could do this all year.
Maybe not.
But you do get to work on your minis a little bit more. And I think you create something in 40K. Whereas if you play Hero Clicks, if you like video games, you are enjoying that thing, but you're not creating. And with 40K, when you actually start the tabletop, you are creating these minis. And it doesn't even have to be like building, painting, and stuff like that. It could just be the lore behind them, but you are introducing something to the world in this hobby, which is I don't think many people do. Especially when you see people who get off work, they instantly either go watch TV or they go do whatever they do. But if you don't have a hobby that allows you to create and allows you to be artistic in that way, I don't know how people do it. I think it's weird.
Because this is something that you actually see blossom, where you see these sprues of plastic that to other people, it's like, why are you spending $20 on this little piece?
Yep.
But then all the time, the effort, the painting, the modeling, conversions, the lore, then you got that finished painted model, and you could say, yeah, I did that.
Yep. So we are happy to hear that we are getting people into this plastic crack game.
Yeah.
Especially because we're not getting anything out of it.
That's true.
We got to start selling crack. One day.
I mean, as long as you got concrete and you got erosion, rain, different varying temperatures, you'll get a bunch of crack out of that.
Yeah. Cracks. Next question.
This one is by Jacob Cuthert. I don't know how you say that. Is the flesh really weak? I mean, especially when it comes to the Iron Hands.
No, I think the common misconception is that the Iron Hands prefer iron. In reality, it's perfection. So they're a different twist on the the Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you call them? Brother armies. Like they got in a grudge in each other. The Primarchs were best friends who ended up fighting and killing each other. So there's a lot of what's the word?
Similarities?
There you go. Similarities.
Yeah. This next question comes from Daniel Rogers. What should I ask? Damn.
That's a good question.
Boy, what should he ask? We're just going to go on an infinite loop. I think you broke us.
Zzz, zzz, zzz. Bebop, boop, boop.
Next question.
Darian Wetherington. Where is the Sound Alchemist? Why are you using a hologram with pre-recorded audio? What is the current condition of the slab?
So I'm not answering any of that.
I forgot all about the slab, to be honest. My programming my memory isn't as good as it used to be. I think it has to do because the positions of the beak shifted, and it's not in a good position right now.
I didn't know the beak could shift.
I didn't know either, but it's not where it used to be.
Damn. The other day, we switched out the carpet for tile, and I got a look at the slab. It's cracked.
Oh, that's where your crack addiction. See, I can't even speak.
My crack addiction. It's just that the programming isn't there yet. Yeah. Next question.
A clerk at a gas station told me about 40K.
What?
It's not a question. I just want to say that out loud.
That's weird.
Like, what was the context that made 40K be brought up in that situation, that environment?
Yeah. Especially because it's like quick.
Yeah, and it's not like, I need a 20 on pump 3. Oh, did you hear about Gilliman, my dude? He's like, who?
It could be that he's just like working on it, kind of like Clerks, the movie, where like they were talking about Star Wars while people were coming in and out. So it could have been like them talking about 40K, and then you walk in and you overhear like Gilliman and and then boom.
Because how many Gillimans do you know?
Right. Like 6. This question comes from Supa Predaking. What happens to corrupted Space Marines and Primarchs if their patron god is permanently dead? Nothing?
I mean, I guess they still are alive. It's not like because their god is dead, they die.
And gods don't really die. There's only 4 Chaos Gods, and they're not gonna go anywhere.
Because there's too many beings that produce the things they need. The emotions, the belief. Gideon Kreider. Why didn't the Emperor just improve upon the Thunder Warriors? I know it was stated that when Space Marines were sent to kill, some Thunder Warriors survived, but they were still able to take down a few Astartes. Yeah, so basically Thunder Warriors were too aggressive, too bulky, too primitive. Yeah.
Short-lived.
Think of like an Ogryn. They're basically that, just a little more sleeker and refined, but not that much. So when the Emperor was using the Thunder Warriors, he noticed it and he's like, well, I got to improve upon this. And that's when he started the creation of the Primarchs and then the creation of the Space Marines, and that's where they became a thing, because they were always meant to be just a tool, a very efficient tool to be discarded once humanity was finally brought together, and that couldn't happen because of the heresy.
Yeah, and in a way, Space Marines are an upgrade to the Thunder Warriors. It's just that because even right now, like the majority of old Marines, if they cross the Rubicon, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those situations where the Emperor was like, I could do this to the Thunder Warriors, but most of them are gonna die. So let me just kill them and then just create the Space Marines.
Yeah. Put them in the front lines.
Yeah. Or actually kill them.
Yeah, that too.
This next question comes from Eric9. Which of the 21 Space Marine implants would you take, assuming they could work solo, and why?
I always think of the ability to eat things and gain their memory.
Mm-hmm.
Because sex would be wild.
Yeah. You would bite people? And
I was thinking like eating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be weird, man.
It's like, damn, I didn't know poop had thoughts.
And I don't know how that works. Do you think it would work where like you get specific memories or random memories, or is it the entire lifetime of this person?
I always thought it was like the last couple moments before like the thing died.
Oh, but that's kind of like,
It is.
yeah,
I don't know how that works because it's barely ever used in the lore.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was,
You gonna say acid spit?
yeah, I was. But then now I'm thinking about it and it's like, when would I use that?
Mm-hmm.
Because like that's because if you are in this current environment and like
Spitting is
yeah, like that's assault. Like you're gonna go to prison.
yeah, not just that, but it's like if you spit on somebody, it's not just assault. You're gonna like melt their face off.
People are gonna freak out,
Yeah.
and you have the like. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, I wish I can kill this person. That has never happened in my life. So I probably would just never use it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like where acid would be a good thing to have. Oh, I'm locked out of my house. Let me spit on the doorknob or something.
But then you ruin the
Exactly.
door. Yeah, so maybe not spit. The other ones are kind of goofy too.
A second heart.
Yeah, like why do I want a second heart? Just so that I can do things faster.
Get hard quicker.
Yeah,
The fusion of like your rib cage.
that would be cool until something's wrong with you.
You have like a heart attack and like the doctors can't get through your ribs.
Breaking scalpels and stuff. The black carapace is kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's like you need it for the power armor.
Yes, and you need the power armor. So
Yeah. It's like, why are you in that suit
yeah.
at all times?
Yeah. What are some other ones?
You've got that Oculus implant, makes you see better at night, or like night vision or whatever.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, because I have really bad eyesight.
The smell thing,
What is that one?
like you could smell poisons and stuff to know like what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat.
Oh, but then also that's a kind of a waste too. When in your life have you been like, I wish I knew if this was poison or not?
That's true. Usually it's after the fact,
Yeah,
and you're not even thinking about poisons when it happens, like poison ivy.
exactly. Yeah, that's kind of maybe the one that gives off like extra testosterone and makes you like swole and you don't have to work out. That'd be nice.
Yeah, because now your pee would be stored elsewhere because you'd have no balls.
Yeah, or yeah, that's true.
Because we
What
all
would
know
happen
pee is
to-
stored in the balls.
Exactly. But what would happen to the reproductive organs then?
They probably just fall off.
Never mind, I don't want that. You know what? I don't want to be a space marine.
If I don't have reproductive organs, get me out of there.
Especially in this current climate.
Mm-hmm.
What? There's not. Oh, okay. The one that lets you live longer. Which one's that?
Plot
one?
armor.
There has to be a gene seed organ that lets you live longer, or is it a combination of all?
There
of
is
them?
something that I feel like you're near death. Like I think it's the adrenaline thing that kicks
Oh,
in, and like
okay. That'd be nice, just so that I can. I don't know. But then I'll outlive everybody. So there's cons to everything.
yeah. I don't know. That's a hard one. Give me a second heart, I guess.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna like push all my other organs.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, well, your liver is being crushed. You're about to die.
Because of your second heart.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna remove it, and then it's pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Clement Albinet. Can you rate the best Space Marines? For me, the best are Primaris, then the Classic, then the Heresy. He says, why? Because the Classic Space Marines are in battle more often. They gain experience faster than the Heresy Marines. Most of the Heresy Marines live in the warp where time is slow, so don't have much time to experience. And I hate chaos.
Oh, by heresy you mean Chaos Space Marines. Oh, okay. So I actually think that it's in terms of power. If you want to throw the Chaos Space Marines in there, it would be Chaos Space Marines, Primaris Marines, then Old Marines.
Yeah, depending on how much the god loves you, Chaos Space Marines can be really strong. I would go Horus Heresy Marines because I think their armor looks cooler. They also had access to really awesome weapons, like Volkite weapons and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I go Horsehairs Marines, Primaris, Chaos, then the classic Marine.
After reading some of the novels, like especially, is it Eisenhorn? I think it's Eisenhorn Xenos. You learn that Chaos Space Marines are fucking beasts.
Yeah. You may not see it on the tabletop, but lore-wise...
Yeah, they are far superior.
The Possessed were ripping out spines out of the Custodes.
Yeah, that's
Think
fucking
about
crazy.
that. Yeah.
And it's a Custodes.
Right.
So,
Not just a regular Space Marine, but a freaking Custodes.
yeah. But yeah,
What are your favorite Space Marines?
tell us down below. It's funny that there's so many now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. If we didn't get to your question, ask again. And thank you for listening, guys.
Yeah. As always, this has been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are out.